What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, baby girl. Hey, little baby. Hey, DMV. Mwah. What's up, my DMV brother? What's up, boo? Hey, Yocrates. Hey, Below. Alyssa. Hey, Jess Coco. Hey, Yocrates, if you want the link when we talk about Atlanta, let me know. I know you got to get ready for your panel in a little while, but if you want to come on in. Hey, what's up, DC, my legal correspondent? Hey. Alikala, hey, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Lisa, hey, you guys, let me share this video, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, Leah, how you doing, babes? Brandon, hey, Brandon. Brandon left a good comment under my Atlanta video talking about Candy. He said, listen, people want to talk about Candy not having a storyline, but Candy is the HBIC. She doesn't need one. I said, I know that's right. What's up, Star? Hey, boo. So, yeah. So let's get ready to get this party started, you guys. So for those of you who were not here yesterday, hunty, I know I hurt my leg yesterday. I've been in bed all day. I literally just got out of bed maybe 30 minutes ago. I have literally been asleep off and on all day. I've been watching TV all day, laying in bed. So yes, I kept my leg elevated as much as I could because I can't sleep on my back. So I tried to keep my leg elevated as much as I could, but I've been resting it. I didn't come down the steps until 30 minutes ago. So I've been upstairs all day, but I just had to sit up for a little while. I just had to sit up for a little while. I just couldn't do it no more. I just had to sit up for a little while. So I ain't gonna be down here that long. And then I'm gonna go on back upstairs in a little while. No problem, Brandon. Y'all, you know how you listen. But listen, let me tell you, y'all, you in the room. So with every show, what I'm learning, with every show, when you're reviewing these shows, you start to get these cult-like behaviors. I'm getting ready to do that. I'm getting ready to do that in a few minutes. I was going to do LaToya first and then Atlanta. How about this? I'll send you the link, and whenever you ready to come on, if you want to come on, you can come on. What's up, Abby? Hey, boo. I saw you call me earlier. I was asleep when you called. El Teddy called me. I was asleep when he called, and he gonna cuss me out because I ain't call him back either. But I was asleep when y'all called. Knocked a D fuck out. Yeah. So I lost my damn train of thought now. What was I saying? Oh, what was I saying? Y'all know my shit. I don't know. Anyway, hey Brianna. Oh, I was talking about this cult like behavior. Hey Diva, this cult like behavior. Basketball Wives was the first show that I experienced it with. Now I haven't been doing YouTube for an extreme amount of time. So for me, Basketball Wives was the first show I experienced it on, and then I saw it with the Real Housewives of Potomac just this last season with this whole, it's either you're on this side or you're on that side. There can be no middle. There can't be that 3 degrees in a house rest. And it can't be a middle ground. And so I'm starting to see it with Atlanta. I'm telling y'all now, Atlanta ain't that damn interesting for me to be putting up with it. So I had somebody leave me a comment today, and somebody said something similar last week as well. I mean, if you miss Nene so much, then you need to just stop watching the show. Now, I don't know how many of y'all watched my review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know how many of y'all watched my Real Housewives of Atlanta review. At no point in time did I mention Nene's name. Nowhere in that video. I don't think I mentioned Nene's name the whole season. We on what? Episode 5? I don't think I missed I don't think I said Nene's name at all because I'm not a Nene fan. I ain't mad Nene ain't there. I am not a Nene fan. Nene started getting on my nerves around the I got Trump checks. I'm rich, bitch. That's when Nene started losing me as a fan. I used to like Nene. I did. I liked Nene the first couple of seasons. But that is where... See, I knew El Teddy was going to come in here. You missed the beginning part. El Teddy, I've been on my back. That didn't come out right. I've been laying down all day. I needed to sit up for a little while. I'm not going to be here that long. I'm going to go back upstairs in a little while. But I had to sit up for a little while. My leg has been elevated all day. All night, all day. I'm not going to be down here long because I'm going to go upstairs in time for the football game. I'm going to go upstairs in time to watch the football game. I'm going to watch the football game with my leg elevated. I just need to sit up for a little bit. That's all. So sit up a little bit. And I know you called me earlier. I was asleep. See, I was asleep when you called. I was resting when you called. I've been asleep all day. I got up this morning. I started watching. I woke up at my normal time to get ready for work. I turned the TV on and I started looking at Morning Joe and I fell asleep on Morning Joe. And it's been an off and on the rest of the day. Hey, Miguel. Thank you, Miguel. Nah, I ain't party too hard, boo. I fail, honey. I just fail. I haven't watched one episode of Real Housewives and don't plan to. Yeah, I mean, the reality of the situation is I really need people to grasp some critical thinking skills and understand that it doesn't have to be a left or right. Sometimes it's a middle. I can look at a situation and take it piece by piece. The episode last night being boring does not equal I'm a Nene fan and I want her back. I don't even know how you got to that conclusion. I don't even know. Hey, Lock Queen. I don't even know how that connected. I don't even know how. So at no point in time did I say anything about Nene. And this is clearly somebody that don't come in the chat because y'all know how I feel about Nene. I don't hate Nene, but I ain't no Nene fan. I ain't mad she ain't there. It's just a mess. Hit me with the thumbs up when you're ready. Yeah. So anyway, with that being said, let's go on. That's a perfect segue. Let me know when you're ready. That's a perfect segue into the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I did do my review. Y'all can go on and check it. Y'all, let me know when you're ready, sir. Can you hear me? I'm just going to bring you up. Did you hear me? Let me know when you're ready.
I put it in the chat in here. Yeah.
Oh, I was saying, I wasn't looking at the chat. I was waiting for you to give me this thumbs up. It's okay. I just didn't see it. I didn't want to bring you up if you weren't ready for your close up, Mr. DeVille. Okay. But yeah, I don't like Porsha, but she had a good scene last night. I mean, and the thing is this, as long as I've been watching this show, if you're an honest person, well, I shouldn't say that. As a reviewer, let me put it that way. As a reviewer, it goes season by season for me. Somebody, like, I didn't start off a Porsha fan, but I love Porsha now. Porsha is crazy to me. I didn't start off a Porsha fan. Same thing with Monique. I didn't start off a Monique fan. I really didn't. You can go back and look at my old reviews. I used to give it to Monique ass. I used to lay her ass out, and so, like, anyway, so it just, for me, it goes episode by episode. Like, I don't know none of these women. Ain't none of them paying my bills. Don't none of them invite me to no parties. Like, I don't know these women. You know what I'm saying? And so last night's episode, for me, it was so... Let me tell you what I felt like last night's episode was, and then I'll let you give me what you think. We know that the longer reality TV is on, the less spontaneous reality TV is. It is more produced. It is more created. There are some real things that happen, like, unfortunately, Drew's father-in-law dying, and that being real, right? But there are things that are created. Last night's episode was so overproduced for me. This whole LaToya Kenya storyline that they're trying to shove down our throats, with Kenya wanting to, taste a little bit of the wild side and flip on the other side. This supposedly spontaneous Ace situation, clearly was fed those lines, clearly was acting, at least to me. I don't. What do you think? I mean, how did it come off? Hey, Jada, and thank you for sharing my video. Hey.
Well, first off, I didn't do no review for it last night.
I saw you ain't do a review, so I guess that gives me an answer right there, huh?
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to these shows, though, like it's produced on two separate levels. You have I guess the network doing their producing, and then you have the cast doing their producing. It's all just lazy. That's really what it is like a lot of it is real lazy. And then it's being rumored that there's a lot of stuff that we were supposed to see that they cut out. So they're giving us all this fluff because they're trying to rush us to the bachelorette party. So I'm just alone for the ride. Plus, if I gave my review last night, I kid you not, you probably was going to get 5 minutes. So what I'm probably going to do is, because I haven't been able to catch Growing Up Hip Hop yet because I didn't know it was coming on last week, I'll probably just merge all of that into one video, at least to give people something. I mean, because if I get y'all, I mean, I don't have a problem giving y'all a 5-minute video, but yeah, but a lot of that is definitely overproduced. And of course, they are trying their best to be cautious of what they're feeding us as a consumer. But yeah, the bread is stale. And I just want to throw it out. That's how I feel about it.
So somebody said they think Ace was genuine. That whole part when Ace was like, when they were like, what are you going to miss the most about Riley? I like when Riley plays with me. And then you literally saw him thinking of what his next line was supposed to be. You literally saw that little boy going, and I like when Riley plays with me. And you saw Candy sort of doing that nervous giggle, like, you like it twice? Like that wasn't what you're supposed to say. I'm like, and that's how it came off to me. It may very well have been spontaneous, but it came off as a rehearsed situation. You know what I'm saying? I want to go with Riley. That was probably real. That I can give you was real. But that whole, I like when Riley plays with me, and you literally saw that little boy trying to figure out and remember what his line was supposed to be. But I mean, that's a minor thing, but it's just, those are the things that I saw last night as I'm watching it, and I'm just like,
I mean, but here's the thing. I love Candy. And the only reason I started watching Housewives, because I came in season 2, is because of Candy, because I remember Candy from Escape. Right. So if Candy never came to the show, I probably would never even be watching this series. Which is the same thing for Love and Hip Hop, because I remember Olivia. So when she was on Love and Hip Hop New York, which was the very first Love and Hip Hop, I started watching that. But back to this, I didn't like what they was giving us last night. Like, so we really got a scene of Riley not knowing how to clean up after herself and wash the damn tub. Like,
first of all, that's not something I'd be bragging about, that my 18-year-old child don't know how to fucking clean a bathroom. I get growing up with money and growing up privileged and all that. Like, okay, fine. But that's just not something I'd be bragging about. But that's just me.
Now, what I do love is I love when Riley shades the fuck out of Candy. I loves that, because Candy just sit there just like, if you wasn't my daughter. And I'm sitting there like, well, Candy, she grown now, give it back to her.
That's what I'm saying. And I feel like Riley has been doing that since the beginning. Like, I feel like Riley has always shaded her mama. Like, Riley be shading the fuck out of Candy. Okay? Yeah. But Mello, that's not true. You said, of course, he's fed lines, he's a child. That's not true. You can ask a child a question and get a genuine answer. What I'm saying is, if you ask a 5-year-old, what do you like most about your big sister? They should be able to answer that question. They should have the cognitive ability to answer that question. So no, you don't have to feed a 5-year-old, 4-year-old lines about what they like about their big sister. What I'm saying is, it clearly looked like he was trying to remember what he was told to say. That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't have to feed lines to a 4 or 5-year-old about their big sister.
Hey, look, Abby said the best. It was a scheme.
No, the scheme set up.
God set up to come to us.
Oh, Ace is at least 4. Ace is at least 4.
Man, look.
He should be able to answer that question. Moving on. I mean, that's a small thing, but I'm just saying that's how it made me feel in the moment. The other thing was, we're gonna get to the whole party in a minute. Oh, so the whole situation with Porsha and her dad and Dennis, a lot of people are making a big deal. Okay, Mello. Confused about, so he was 4 when they were filming this. They said he just turned 5, so he was 4. Okay. I don't have a problem with what, because again, I got a comment under, here's what's funny. Somebody left a comment under my video that said, and I think Ash, if you're still in here, Ash knows what I'm talking about, because Ash responded to this person's comment. They were like, Porsha was stupid as hell. She's a gold digger for having a baby with Dennis with his jobless ass, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, how can she be a gold digger and he don't have no job? Where's the gold? If he don't have no job, how's she a gold digger? I said, well, Dennis got businesses, whether people like Dennis or not. Dennis owns clubs in Atlanta, and Dennis owns, we know he got the hot dogs. And then people was like, well, he only got 2 stores. Well, how many do you have? I mean, people crack me up because it's like, when you don't like somebody, it's fine to not like them. That's great. If you don't like Dennis, if you think Dennis be doing Porsha wrong, whatever your reasons are, but come on now.
But at the same time, like, I am not a Porsha fan. Let me lead off with that first and foremost. But even, I mean, I don't want to give her the title of gold digger, mostly due to the fact that she has her own. Like it'd be different if this was Porsha after she divorced Cordell. Maybe I can see that, but she's on this show. She's getting paid by this show. From what she said, she has go naked hair, which we ain't really heard shit about that this season, but she's been protesting, and she's on Dish. So she has her own. It's not like
she also has the sheets. A lot of people don't know about her sheet company. I hear that they're nice. Now I don't own me none. But remember too, a lot of these housewives are starting to get smart, because when they use the show to advertise, they have to give Bravo 10% of their profits. And so a lot of these housewives are getting very smart about not using the show to advertise their businesses. And I think that's probably why we haven't heard a lot about what some of these people are doing outside of the show.
With the advertisement, is it them speaking on it, or is any form of advertisement? Because if it's them speaking on it, they can easily have a product in the house and kind of have it in every scene. I'm just saying. Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, because that's like Ashley from Potomac. My understanding is that her company is worth, they said her net worth is like $5 million. Okay, okay. The smoke, you was real cloudy. You must have blew that straight in your camera.
Yeah, it was good.
But yeah, my understanding is that her yoga line, her yoga company is worth like $5 million, but she never talks about it on the show, because I guess she don't want to share them profits with Bravo, especially if she's making that much money without Bravo's help. She good, you know. I mean, Robin needs that platform, so I guess she like, I'll share the 10% of my embezzlement hats, you know. But moving on, I'm not going back.
Does she have 10% to spare?
Listen. It's 10% more than what she had. That's all I'm gonna say. But you know,
is it really? Because I mean, let her tell it. You know, she caught up with the I and the R and the S, and I'm hearing through the grapevine that she just on the payment plan. She ain't paid them people yet, so I don't know. But I'm sorry, we're not talking about Potomac. My bad. We're not talking about them.
Yeah, we ain't going backwards. You said this Sheree does she owe Bravo for promoting She by Sheree? Listen, 10% of zero is zero. Last time, listen, I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a mathematician, but 10% of zero is gonna be zero. That's last I checked.
I mean, look, you could quote Bianca Knowles when she said she don't know much about algebra, which is facts because she don't know much about algebra, but she said 1 + 1 = 2.
Listen, I'm just saying. But little baby, you said you don't understand how it's worth $5 million. Y'all gotta stop thinking in y'all's own little bubble. There are a lot of rich, I'm just gonna say rich white women who spend a lot of money on their yoga gear. Look at that Lululemon line. Them yoga pants are like $150. Like, people spend money on their yoga. And again, if she has her brand in the right stores, and in high-end boutiques, and she's got the price point, and she probably had an investor. Let's be clear, it's probably not her company. It's probably an investor that whatever. Anyway, I ain't going down that road, but anyway, moving on. Not the spring summer joggers are gonna hit February 34th, 2021. Child. But yeah, so when she said that she did not accidentally have a child by Dennis, that Dennis met the check marks, I don't mean any harm, but I specifically remember all of us saying that. I mean, reviewers and everybody saying that when she got pregnant by Dennis, that we were like, oh, because she was clear that she was ready to have a baby. She was clear that she was ready to have a baby. And I said it then that she made a conscious effort, that she was looking for a man that met the check marks. She clearly didn't go for looks. I'm just saying.
I was just gonna say bye for looks, bye for life, but
well, that's why she got mad. That's why she got mad last season when Nene said the baby looked like Dennis. Ain't no reason to get mad unless you think he ugly. Why would you get mad at somebody telling you that your child looked like their daddy unless you think the daddy ugly? That's what people want.
Wait, to quote Ashley Darby, is that not rude?
Right. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, clearly it's and let me be clear. Let's be clear. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm looking for a man that I know can financially support a child that's going to be a part of my child's life. And yes, because she said, and she even said that and wanted to marry me. She didn't say, like, she added that in her checklist. And this is a man that wants me. He wants to marry me. He got some money, and he's going to be a part of my child's life. And it looks like she wasn't wrong. By all accounts, he is an active part of the baby's life. He's still, well, I mean, other than the fact that he was a cheater, I mean, but that's why they ain't together. They ain't together.
But I wonder, why was that such a big takeaway from that discussion that she had with her mother? Because I was more concerned with the fact of, do you really want me to believe that the three of y'all have never discussed the father and how he was moving about? Y'all really expect me to believe, if y'all are this
never close? Had that conversation.
Exactly. So that's what I was stuck on. Just like, really? We're really doing this right now? And even with Porsha doing her whole, like, that is what threw me off. Just like, so you want me to? Now, when she was talking about how her leg kept going up, and then spread it out, I hollered. I was like, well, at least she being honest. It was just the other part that I was stuck on. Like, so am I boo-boo the fool? Do I have stupid written across my forehead?
But again, that goes back to my original statement about it being produced. That moment was clearly produced. Now and again, I get it. We're making a TV show. I'm not mad, but I'm just saying, as a reviewer, I'm looking at these scenes and none of them seemed organic to me last night. None of them seemed organic. That whole scene at the lingerie store was so produced. Oh, we're going to have you guys try on lingerie so we can introduce the Kenya sending the naked picture to LaToya. Like, everything was so overproduced and contrived. We're going to have a winter wonderland party in the middle of summer with an ice sculpture that's melting. Listen, the ice sculpture was melting inside. Can you imagine how hot this shit must have been? It was melting inside.
Okay. So I love me some Kenya, but I'm not surprised that she threw an event where the ice sculpture was melting. Because didn't she have an event way back when where everybody in there had fans, and you was complaining about it being hot, and there's no AC in Atlanta in the middle of summer? So I'm not surprised it was melting. I'm not.
I mean, I was sitting there like, what y'all got going on that the ice sculpture is melting? Anyway, are we to believe that Cynthia really thought that Joe Biden was going to be at this party, or was that was just for the purposes of some shits and giggles?
The only way that would have flew is if Eva was still on the show, because of the ties that her husband has. If Eva was still on the show and they tried to push that, then that could be believable. But just with that group, no, I don't believe it. I don't. If they said Timberland was gonna be there because Candy, is still in the music game, I could see that. If they said that one of these big model people was gonna be there because Cynthia is still in the model industry, I could believe that. But Joe Biden, I was like, okay, all right. So.
And again, I hate to be technical, and I'm not trying to act like I'm a big wig because I'm not a big wig, but I have been places with politicians. There's a whole process. There's a whole process. You know good and damn well you weren't about to be nowhere with the former vice president, future president of the United States that at the time was running for president. There's a whole security clearance check. Now, I ain't trying to be technical. I ain't trying to go down that road, but let's be clear. Cynthia, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. Ain't nobody stop y'all at the door with no security getting in the building. Like, come on, stop it, Chad. Stop it. But again, I'm sure that was just for the purposes of, just for the whole storyline piece of it, Oh, that was that more man. Yeah, because her AC wasn't working at her housewarming. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, it was hot as hell up in there, boy. They was hot as hell up in there, child. So, okay, so let's get to this. Let's get to this part. What else happened? Is that the only other thing that went down before we get to this tired ass party?
I mean, but what really happened last night? A whole bunch of nothing. Not nothing. Nothing. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and get to
nothing.
That party.
Ty said, let me pull up this good basketball game and sit here and watch my good basketball game while y'all film this. And Bravo shady as shit. They gonna show it. I said, y'all ain't have to show that man looking at the basketball game. Ty said, let me go on and watch this good basketball game. But the party was tired. There didn't seem to be any type of program. There didn't seem to be any type of rhyme or reason. I had a wedding anniversary of 50th. Oh, and I meant to say this. Shouts out to my parents. Saturday was their wedding anniversary. They've been married Friday was their wedding anniversary. They've been married 55 years. So for their 50th anniversary, I had a party for them. And it wasn't a surprise party. I mean, they knew about it and everything. But I had a whole program. It was a sit-down dinner. We had a DJ. The dance floor was open. But we had a whole program. People knew they was on the program. People knew they was going to speak. People knew what Bible scripture we was going to read. People knew what song somebody was going to sing. You know what I mean? We handed out programs. And I'm just like, so clearly, Kenya, you just decided that I'm going to invite these people. And we're going to ad-lib and figure it out. And then you had the nerve to get mad at Porsha. Girl, you mad at Porsha. You didn't even know what you was going to say. Wait
now. Wait. Hold on. I would have been upset with Porsha as well. I'm going to be honest, just proper etiquette, especially with her background and knowing that she has a bit of church background. You already know. When you walk into, or just in general, if you walk into something and someone is speaking, you don't say nothing. If anything, you stay at the door and wait for the person that's speaking to finish saying what they're saying before you come in and start making noise and whatnot. So I would have been upset too. That's hella inappropriate.
I'm going to say this. In that moment, when Kenya complained, I didn't think Porsha was, the other ladies were talking to Porsha. But now Porsha did get loud. Porsha was out of order. And she was, listen, one of my biggest pet peeves, and I'm not going to say I'm never late, child. I'm late, okay? But these people that be an hour and 2 hours late for stuff, that is a big pet peeve of mine. But don't disrespect my time.
But the only thing I will say is we don't know if it's them being late or if they were on time by the call sheet they was given by production, and it just made them look like they were late. So we really don't know. Now, when it comes to Doobie Wig Dixon, or as Alexander Rogers say, Rob Dixon, when it comes to her, she be late. It ain't no call she knew. She just be late.
No, because everybody talks. Listen, she missed her flight. She's late.
So, but so with that, I don't. Granted, there were a lot of people that were late. So again, I don't know if they were truly late or if it's just production gave them a call sheet of, we know what time she told you to be there, but we're telling you to be here at this time.
Because Marlo was late, LaToya was late, and Porsha was late. Now, LaToya being late, I find it interesting since LaToya and Kenya are cool. That production, I don't know if they might have been, if let's say it is production, if they're trying to create a moment there, with production or whatever. But you're right. That's a valid point. Now, I know everybody gonna talk about Kandi singing. Look,
I'm gonna say this: she didn't have that much vibrato as she normally does, so I was cool. Again, I like Kandi. I do.
I didn't have a problem with Kandi singing. Other people have mentioned it. Listen, ain't nobody ever put Kandi in the category of a Whitney or a Mariah that can just turn it on at a drop of a dime and just go. Like, ain't nobody ever put her in that category. I like Kandi, and like I keep telling people, there are levels to this. Kandi can sing, but there are levels to this. I didn't think Kandi sounded bad last night either, but other reviewers, honey, was giving her the blues, okay? Other reviewers was giving Kandi the blues.
And some people just join the bandwagon. Plus, I'm going to keep it all the way 1,000. Don't ask me how I know what I'm about to say, but I just know what I'm about to say. But when you tend to be in an ensemble group and they have you sing a particular part, I'll speak from the male quartet where, there's bass, baritone, tenor. Some people consider will throw in falsetto. So if you have somebody that is used to holding down the deep notes, even though that's not what they normally sing, if they do it for so long, they tend to float between or lean more towards one that may not necessarily sound good, but it feels natural because they've been doing it for so long. And it could be Kandi's issue. It could be. But again, regardless of what people don't say.
Sorry.
Get striked if you want to for playing that Miss Deborah.
No, ma'am. No, sir. No.
But at the same time, though, like when it comes to this, like people, look, you can say anything of what you want to say, but at the end of the day, she has at least one, I think 2 albums under her belt. She's in a famous group and she got Grammys for her songwriting, and she even landed whoa to Grandmaster Zodiac, Don't Be Tardy. So
this is what I'm saying. After seeing her on The Masked Singer, if you still walk away saying Kandi can't sing, then I'm just gonna say you don't have an ear. Kandi sang her ass off on The Masked Singer, and that's not auto-tuned. It was Kandi, because you could tell it was Kandi. Like, you knew it was Kandi's voice. But not for Grandmaster Kozyak.
I said it and I meant it.
But I agree, she just needs to stay in her range. I agree, Xavier. And that's the thing. Everybody's singing has different ranges. Everybody's singing everybody don't have to roll over. Whitney could roll over from a 10-day high binge and still blow most people out the fucking water. Like, Whitney just had that gift. Everybody don't have that. Everybody's singing is not on that level, right? So it just is what it is. But I just knew a lot of people. Like I said, I just saw some other reviewers, honey, that was giving Kandi the blues. So I thought I would mention it. I thought I'd bring it up.
I'll read the comment that you just pinned on the screen.
Don't fly above her range. Listen, I think the church can say amen about that one. Yeah, Porsha can do a little yang around the house. Shouts out Fucky Dot Neva. Porsha can do a little yang. Remember, Porsha came out with a couple of singles herself. Now again,
and they flatline just like that fucking song of hers.
Yeah. Now again, that doesn't mean that I'm saying that Porsha is a great singer. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying she can carry a tune or two. Okay. All right. What else happened on last night's episode? Riley left for school. Okay. How do you feel about this LaToya Kenya storyline? How do you feel about
it? To quote Kaya and T.S. Madison, next case. Okay.
Next case.
Because here's the thing, and I like what if that's really what they choose to do, I don't care. My thing is just don't play in my face. Don't shit on the plate and tell me that it's soft serve ice cream when I know that's not what it is. You feel what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, this is your storyline now when everybody been saying for a long while, you can't find a man because you're looking for a woman. I didn't say that. Other reviewers said it. But now all of a sudden, this is your storyline, yet you're current in present day being filmed with your husband. Okay. All right.
My thing is this. Again, I feel like it's very similar to when gay men are used as a prop. I feel like they're using this bisexual gay storyline as a prop. It's like we don't have nothing else. We don't have nothing to do with Kenya because her and her husband, nobody cares about that anymore. And Toya's husband refused to film, so we don't have that storyline. So what are we going to do with these two? Oh, well, let's just throw them together. And I feel like from the very first episode, they've been shoving this down our throat. I personally ain't buying it. Now, it might very well be going on, but they ain't convinced me.
The only thing I'll say to Kenya is she needs to be very wary of playing in people's faces, because what's going to happen is they going to air her out like they did Grandmaster Zodiac. What was that? The season 11 reunion, I believe it was.
They love her.
Because I mean, that was a plot line for her, which I was just like, right. And I didn't believe that with Kim. I was just like, really? Oh, okay. Like I was just like, well, if this is what you want to give to people, and if everybody wants to go down that rabbit hole with it, okay, whatever. I wasn't reviewing the show.
DJ Tracy, remember she was a DJ Tracy.
Yeah, and DJ Tracy got online and aired that ass out too when that was there. So you just might want to be very, very careful, because that is a slippery slope. And I find it to be funny that Andy is allowing this to go on. Now, what I will say is Andy better not say not a damn thing about this when we get to the reunion, especially given the fact that I'm gonna leave it alone. Well,
I'm gonna say this. This is what I'm gonna say about that.
Mm-hmm.
As a network, Bravo is in trouble. So they're doing whatever they feel like is going to work and get them some ratings. As a network, Bravo. And what I mean by that, I don't mean they're getting ready to shut down production or nothing like that. But it is not the cash cow that it once was. And it's a combination of things. I think it's a combination of people sort of being weary of reality TV at this point. I think it's a combination of they had to start paying these high salaries. That's why they were getting rid of a lot of the high-end people this last year. They were dumping some of their heavy hitters, and not because they didn't want them, but because of the salaries had gotten so bloated. The ratings are down just overall. I mean, they said that the last episode of the Real Housewives of the OC, now granted they were competing with a whole insurrection down to the White House, down to the Capitol on last Wednesday. They were competing with a whole riot down to the Capitol building, but they had their lowest ratings in the history of the franchise on Wednesday night. They didn't even hit 1 million viewers. Right. And that's the Anchor franchise. That was the first Housewives franchise. So, it's in trouble. So I think that they're doing whatever they feel like they need to do. Hey, Tracy. Hey, everybody who came in. If I didn't speak to you when you came in, hey, you guys. How you guys doing?
But a lot of it isn't completely on Bravo. Some of it is, but they can only use what the women give them. And of course, it's at a point to where obviously the women are, producing the show for themselves, only being willing to give but so much. And unfortunately for a lot of them, it's like it ran this course for a lot of them, unless you're willing to sit here and go down a deep end like with Candy. Yeah, Candy has.
I said Orange County,
but Candy hasn't given a whole lot these last couple of seasons. But that's because Bravo had to give her a grace period because of what happened between her, Phaedra, and Porsha. They had to give her a couple seasons off because that was a whole lot that really could. If Candy really wanted to, Candy could have just took Bravo to court and got a nice lump sum of a paycheck. So
especially after Phaedra aired out Carlos King and said the producer told me to say it,
which I don't put. Carlos King.
I absolutely believe Carlos said it. I absolutely believe
he said,
told her to say it.
He said he did it.
I
And
feel what he said. I believe he did.
but I can believe, okay, how can I say this? I'm not going to say that he didn't say it, but I don't think that he made her say it. Because the reality is, with the allegation that severe, if they did pin it back to him, he could lose a whole lot. So again, I don't know.
But remember, he wasn't supposed to. Phaedra wasn't supposed to say where it came from. Phaedra got her back up against the wall and was like, if I'm going down, bitch, y'all going down. That was one of those, if I'm going down, I'm taking all y'all bitches with me. Because remember, she didn't say nothing until the reunion. She held on to it. She held on to it.
The only reason that it came out is because Porsha finally waited for the right opportunity, because you can't tell me that she wasn't going to spring it on us. She waited for the right opportunity to bring it up. And once she did it, she, went and showed us that she'd been taking some acting classes, and that's what we got. And
Porsha, Miss, who said that? Girl, you said it. Miss, who said that? Listen, I wasn't even mad at Porsha. Listen, I wasn't even mad at Porsha because, listen, I'm one of those people. I told y'all before, my grandmama told me a long time ago, everybody lie. I just say mine for the important stuff. That's what my grandmama told me. She said, listen, everybody lie. I just say mine for the important stuff, okay? So I ain't going to sit here and tell nobody that I don't never lie. But when I decide to lie, I hold on to that lie. I be the motherfucker. You can have me on videotape, and I be like, that wasn't me. I don't know. Damn, I got a twin. I'm holding on to that bitch. Porsha said, who said that?
Well, no, that one was about the Candy being in the closet. That's when
I know, but Porsha was the one who said it, and Porsha was like, "Who said that? You said it. You said it. What's up, DC Kool-Aid? Hey, boo. Yeah, I'm like, you said it. But I can't even be mad because that would have been me. I'd have been like,
but I'm just saying, but the women aren't giving us anything, and even when it comes to Candy, the only thing that Candy could do is sell her marriage, and I hope that she doesn't do that. I hope that she doesn't.
This is what I said last night. I was talking to somebody last night, and a lot of people say that they need to, they need to fire, they need to shake it up, they need to bring on new people, whatever. And here's the problem. The problem is, I don't think it's age so much as time on the show. And what I mean by that is people like Kenya, Candy, Nene, people who've been on the show, they pick and choose. They've been doing this long enough. They know how to manipulate the storylines, and they pick and choose what they want people to see. So a Candy is going to pick and choose what she wants you to see. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so when people are coming on the show, somebody like a Drew knows that she has to put something out there to solidify her place for next season. Somebody like a Candy already know that 99% she good for next season unless she does something crazy, or they really just, because Candy is a cash cow. So Candy can show us 3 episodes of Riley moving to New York. Did we really need 3 episodes of Riley moving to New York? But Candy knows she can do it because they're not going to get rid of her. Somebody like a LaToya, somebody like a Drew, they got to come on hot because they're trying to create a moment so that they can stay on the show. That's the same thing that happened with Ronnie DeVoe's wife. With Ronnie DeVoe's wife. She was like, I'm trying to create moments. Same thing with Joanna going after Eva. They're creating moments. And so that's why a lot of times people be like, we need some fresh blood. Because the fresh blood is desperate to stay on the show. And so they're more open to letting them film what's really going on or being messy. Whereas Anini is going to give you a whole season. I'm not to be rude when I say this, but she's going to give you a whole season of Greg's cancer because she can. She don't have to give you nothing of herself. She can give you a whole season, because even in that season, the only time she talked about herself was to talk about how hard it was being a caretaker. Girl, you can't compare your situation to somebody like you have maids, nurses, you got help. It's still not the same. That doesn't mean it's not hard. It's still your husband.
And we wore her out because of that, because that was
right.
Very, very instant. But at the same time, this is also why part of the reason that Nene didn't come back and why Nene cannot have her own show, because there were opportunities for her to give us something, and she didn't give it. Because you could have given us a whole, like, why haven't we re-explored the dynamics between Greg and his family?
Right.
We got that for
or your children, like your children are acting a whole fool out in these Atlanta streets. But you won't bring us that. And so again, Nene season 1, season 2 would have had to speak on Bryce out here dropping babies and you and his baby mama getting into Twitter back. Like they didn't mention none of that. Nene, you got into a whole Twitter war with the mother of his child. A whole Twitter war. It was never brought up on the show. It was never even mentioned. We ain't heard Bryce's name since he was shoplifting down to the Walmart. Is Bryce the oldest one? The oldest, whatever the oldest son name is. We ain't heard nothing about that boy since
Bryce. I think it's Bryce.
Okay, then the youngest one is the one. And then like the youngest one, what is going on with that? Like clearly, I know you went to probably one of the best private high schools in Atlanta. You chose not to go to college, which is fine. Everybody don't go to college. It ain't for everybody, and I'm okay with that. But what is it that you're doing? 1 minute, he wanted to be a comedian like his mama. Your mama ain't that big of a comedian, but we're going to let that go, and we're going to move on. Then he wanted to go into acting. Again, I don't have no problem with that. Your mother has some connections, but what are we doing with it?
Yeah.
What are we doing? So again, you had 2 full seasons where you showed us none of your personal life. We knew about Greg battling cancer, so it was sort of like the easy lob. Like, well, everybody already know Greg got cancer. That's gonna be my storyline, Greg having cancer. Like you gave us nothing. And it's like somebody like Sincere said, if Candy really need to pull out a storyline, she always got Mama Joyce in her back pocket. Mama Joyce is always good for some TV. Okay. She always give us some good TV.
The only thing
keep the people entertained for a second. I'll be right back.
The only thing that I wanted for Candy was for her to show us how she's keeping her businesses afloat because of COVID. Like because the whole her sending her daughter off, to college. Yeah, that's cute, cool, whatever. But we're acting like this is the only housewife that has sent their child off to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we can run down every last one of the housewives. Like even with Cynthia, like. Really, what is Cynthia giving us? Like all of them need something. And if we get a brand new cast in, y'all, it'll be a lot of what we've already seen, but it's just fresh faces. And because we know that these women are not going to sit here and give us a whole lot unless there's some type of scandal or they go on a trip. Yeah, we're just watching a whole lot of nothing, a whole lot of fluff. Well, I guess if she didn't let me moderate, what y'all got going on here? Shoot, Atlanta stay open. Those are her business are probably going true. But even with that, like show us what is going on. Show us how OLG is working. With OLG, are y'all taking orders? Are y'all doing delivery? How are you keeping businesses afloat? How are you operating when it comes to your staff? Because when she did a Mother's Love and they had to lay all those people off, we got a real moment from Candy. So why not Candy show us how she's ensuring that her staff has employment and has jobs, or if she got that whether the PPE or whatever loan, like if she got that, show us how she's using that. And I'm using Candy because I like Candy. A lot of the other women, I don't really give a fuck about the rest of them, so I really don't care what they do, with the exception of Cynthia. But Cynthia ain't gave us she really ain't gave us shit.
Well, that's why somebody put that in my comments last week. That's why she's fighting so hard for this wedding, because that's her only storyline.
Because wasn't last season her talking about, well, not only the wedding, but was it last season or the season before that her storyline was Noelle being fluid? Right. Like, okay, cool.
Again, that's not your storyline. It's hers. I mean, clearly she was okay with you sharing it, but that's her story. But I will say this. I really believe that the only reason why Cynthia even came back this season was because Nene left. Because remember, the rumor was that Cynthia was bumped down to friend of the show. I really think Nene leaving got her peach back in this whole wedding, because again, let's be clear, wasn't nobody that vested in seeing her and Mike get married. Like none of us was that vested in that storyline. But I think that's why Cynthia was so desperate to have this wedding, because she knew that was all she was bringing. That was all she was bringing. Now Lex Max said that Candy got more money than she should have got from the SBA. Is that the same as the PPE loans that everybody been talking about? Okay. Oh, well. But I'm gonna say this. I don't think, because Xavier said nobody's interested in seeing millionaires, but I think from a point of view of, like you said, having to lay people off. When you own a business, you are responsible for somebody else's livelihood. You know, and I think that those are the types, that's real shit that I think we would be interested in. See, let me see Candy sitting down with Don Juan, figuring out who they gonna have to lay off, and how long can they stay open, and how long, like, that is a real conversation. That's real life. And when you own a business, that is the reality, that you have somebody else's life. My sister is a chef, and my sister got laid off. Her restaurant, when they shut the restaurants down because of COVID, she stayed on because they were still allowed to do delivery. They couldn't do dining, but they were doing delivery. But they were down to like 40%, of business from what they were doing when the dining room was open. Mm-hmm. And because my sister is a chef, well, hell, when you cooking like that, she was on the high end of the pay scale. And like literally my sister got a promotion and got laid off at the same time, because they were like, okay, we're going to open up a new location and we want you to be, to be the HNIC at the new location. However, because of COVID, we pushing back the start date. That new location was supposed to open in June. And they were like, at this point, we don't know when we're going to open it, but we want you to run it. And in the meantime, though, we're going to have to lay you off. I was like, how you get a promotion and get fired on the same day? Like, how they... But that's real talk. And I'm sure they liked my sister. They tried to do everything they could to hold on to my sister. But she was just like, for what y'all... Because they were like, well, we can offer you 15 hours a week. She said, if y'all going to pay me 15 hours a week, I might as well just get unemployment. Like, it's not worth it. By the time I spend my gas running back and forth to work and daycare for the baby, that ain't even worth me coming. And so those are real conversations when you're a business owner. So I would be here for it. Now, I wouldn't be here for Candy talking about something. We don't know how we're going to pay the light bill, but I would definitely be here for, you know what I'm saying? But I would definitely be here for hearing about, like Candy has a lot of businesses and that's a lot of people responsible for paying. Like, I would be here for that.
But I'm just saying, like, but they have storylines that are truly organic. Like, like show us that, rather than a lot of this put on stuff. Like next week, we're actually going to get a decent scene from Cynthia when it comes to her mother and her father and the wedding, which I can't wait for that, because I'm going to give Cynthia Mama the blues, because I'm about to run her through the ringer like I did Mama Evelyn, because it's the same exact shit, just on a completely different show. But something like that, like, cool, yeah, show us some of this. But a lot of this extra stuff, it's draining. And again, I watched the show because this is a show full of African-American women. And I want to make sure that as long as, like, if I can give them that view, because I want them to come back. I don't want none of these women to get laid off. Like, this is something that is showing our people, which is why I was watching. Well, actually, I was watching Potomac for the drama too. But you get what I'm saying, though. Like, so, but if I'm watching it, I at least want to be entertained. Like last night, I kid you not, while I'm sitting there watching the review, I was on Facebook, scrolling Facebook, posting stuff from Facebook into the panel chat. Like,
I was looking at I had a lot going on last night while I was looking at that. I was doing some other stuff as well. That's why I think I feel like I was like, damn, I hope I didn't miss something, because y'all will let me know if I got something. If I missed something, child, y'all let me know. Lex Max. Okay, I thought OLG was doing good. Now you said you're gonna be listening because you're starting to feel sick. Now you starting to feel sick because you mad about Candy, or you starting to feel sick because you really starting to feel sick. Because if you want to come on and talk about it, because we about to switch gears though. We about to get into this LaToya Lucky situation. Yeah, I agree. Quintessential reality TV is gonna have to come up with something else, because it is starting to. That's why I said. Bravo being in trouble is a combination. It's not all the show. It's a combination of things. I think we as viewers are starting to get leery about it. So, but let's switch gears for a minute. Let's get into this LaToya Lucky situation. Now, first of all, if anybody has been following the story of LaToya Lucky and her husband, back when she was pregnant with their second child, the rumors started surfacing that he had a whole nother girlfriend down to Texas, because he fly back and forth to Texas to see his daughter. And rumor had it all came out that the girlfriend was threatening to go public with their relationship, and all of this went down the same weekend as her baby shower or around the time of the baby shower, and they had a virtual baby shower and all kinds of stuff. And basically we haven't heard a whole lot. She had the baby. They've been putting on, you know, like they took Christmas pictures and all that. They were putting on a good face for the public. However, today we get the announcement that they announced that they are getting divorced. Now, Toya was like, yes, I'm divorcing my husband. And, you know, the general statement that you would get, please respect our family during this difficult time. Tommy came out and was like, I don't want no divorce. I love my wife. For the record, I never cheated on her. And for all her family and friends who said you ain't never liked me, well, bitch, I never liked your ass either. I said, that's what we doing. That's what we doing. We just go. You just got finished saying you ain't want to divorce your wife, but that's probably not the way to keep your wife, is by cussing out her friends and family on social media. That is probably not the way to do it. Oh, okay, Lex Max. Okay, boo. Well, feel better, baby. Mwah, feel better.
I just want for LaToya to channel her inner Rochelle from Greenleaf.
Okay.
And give him the blues.
Here's what I'm saying. Do you look at Black Love on TV One?
No.
Okay. It started off as like a social experiment that has evolved into this whole series on TV One. Or is it OWN? Maybe it's OWN. I think it's OWN. Anyway, but they interview Black couples, and they've had gay couples, they've had you know, gay women, gay men, they've had straight, they've had they've had old, they've had young, they've had mixed couples. So but they get it. Well, no, I don't think they've had any mixed couples. Anyway, and it's a mixture. Some are celebrity couples and some are, you know, people who've been married. Like I said, I'm gonna write them about my parents. They've been married 55 years. I'm sure they got a story to tell, child, but then they might say some stuff that I don't want to know about. But anyway, but when they were on last season, they did a whole series on newlyweds, right? So they were one of the newlywed couples that they talked to. Listen, I knew they was, and that was before any of this stuff even came out about all this other stuff. I knew then they was in trouble. When you heard the way he talked to her. Now, when they were on the T.I. and Tiny situation, there was a whole thing with that. But it was a reality show, so I take that with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? It was a reality show. But when you see this was legit like a docuseries. So this was supposed to be real shit. This wasn't, you know, well, at least it wasn't supposed to be puffed up for TV. And he was talking to her crazy. Even on there, he was talking to her crazy. And then when she talked about their wedding day, because he has a daughter, and on their wedding day, he was going to bring the daughter with him back to the hotel. And she was like, sir, no, she need to go with your mama because it is our wedding night and we got grown folk shit to do. And like the fact that he didn't seem to have a problem or think it was anything wrong with bringing, and she said we had already had the conversation. So it wasn't like we hadn't discussed the fact that his daughter was going to be with his mama. And that was, but when I saw him getting in the car with the daughter, and I was just like, excuse me, sir, where you going? And he was like, she's staying with us. And he was like, no. She was like, no, she not. And she was like, I had to put my foot down. What? And again, ain't no problem with you having another baby. Ain't no problem with you having another baby. Okay? But on y'all wedding night, you ain't see nothing wrong with that? You ain't think it was an issue?
Well, the only thing that I will
go ahead, I'm sorry.
The only thing that I will comment on is I can understand why he doesn't want to let LaToya go. Because, like I said, she can sing. I'm upset that her second and this the last album that she did not get the push that it needed, because her last album was great and she did those 3 movie type videos that actually went together. It was real, it was great, it was beautiful. And then not just that, she's been acting, but she showed her ass on green. Like, if there's any question about her acting ability, though part of me feels that Rochelle is probably one of her personalities. That's why I'm saying she need to channel that and give it to his ass. But with that, you see that she has the star power to do a whole lot. Yeah, he don't want to let that go. And I don't think
Tommy mama died. Tommy mama died, Lex. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
I know it's fine, but like I don't think it's because he loved her that much that he don't want to let her go. It's she a good thing, and this is one of those where he know his well finna run dry. That's why he's trying to hold on.
I agree 100%. I think he's trying to hold on, not because he is so in love with LaToya, but he's in love with LaToya. You understand what I'm saying? And I hate to say it like that, but there's like the way he treated her on The Family Hustle, and again, it's a TV show, so I'm okay, fine, it's a TV show. But when I saw him on Black Love, I was like, no, he is disrespectful. He is a disrespectful.
Well, look, at least we know we finna get a good ass album out of this, though. I hate to say it like that.
Speaking of good ass albums, when somebody got a heartbreak, shout out to the queen of hip hop soul, turning 50 years old today, Mary J. Blige. Happy birthday! Listen.
Well, Capricorn run this thing, so yeah, big ups.
Oh Lord, here we go with this Capricorn.
Hey, look, we start the year and we end the year. God knew what he was doing. That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. But yeah, listen, I don't know LaToya from a hole in the wall, but from what I saw on the outside looking in, I really was not here for this. And I hope that, I hate the fact that she's now a single mom with 2 kids, but it is what it is. She's got, she's got support, she's got love, and she's going to be all right. I'm looking forward to this season of T.I. and Tiny, because I'm sure between Monica's situation with her jailbird boyfriend, and now we got LaToya going through her divorce and everything. I mean, I think we're gonna have a decent little storyline, honey.
I watched bits and pieces of it, and I didn't review it, but if I do watch it, I won't be talking about T.I. I refuse. I refuse. I cannot stand this ignorant son of a bitch. I can't. He's a great rapper.
But he is ignorant. He's so ignorant. Oh, he's so ignorant. Every time I hear T.I. talk, all I think of is Damon Wayans' character from Living Color. Yep. And that's all I think of. That is all I think of. That's all I think of. Anyway, she's a single mom with 2 kids, and Kim Kardashian is a single mom of 4. Well, we had the whole Kim Kardashian conversation last week, Cameron. We did speak on it. We talked about her last week. We talked about her and Kanye last week, child. But here's what I'm going to say about Kim. And people can get mad at me when I'm getting ready to say this. You only had 2 kids with Kanye the first time he flipped out on you and acted a damn fool. You chose to continue to have kids with him. The last 2 kids you had by surrogate. So you made some conscious decisions. Now, that's all I'm going to say about that. Moving on. Yeah, Monica is on there. Monica, Toya, Wright, T.I., Tiny, and LaToya, her husband. Because it's called T.I. and Tiny and Friends. So they had to add, I guess, their story. Because, the kids are getting older. They don't really want to film as much anymore. So they had to kind of bring in some other people to keep, this stuff going. Plus, after that season where they broke up and they really kind of like stopped filming. Because that was the time that Tiny, I think, was really, really serious. She was really going to leave him for real that time. Like, she actually moved out, got her own house and all kinds of shit. And T.I. was like, oh, shit, she might really be leaving my ass. I feel like, because remember the original show ended. And then when they got back together, I guess that was sort of like what they had to do. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna just say this because I don't know if anybody wants to say it, but here's the reality. There is no T.I. without Tiny, but there will always be a Tiny without T.I. and tell me where that lie is. Because if it wasn't for Tiny, we wouldn't even have T.I. because Tiny is a singer in her own right, a producer, and a songwriter. So Tiny was already established before we got the, as far as Rock say, the intelligent adjacent. Okay. So
the intelligent adjacent.
And I think, and also she's still like Tiny is still getting royalties from not only Escape, but the songs that she and Candy both wrote together and separately. So Tiny always gonna be good. I mean,
listen, let's be clear. Tiny got money. Tiny got money. And she going, and like you said, she gonna always have money because Tiny writes music. Even and what people don't understand is, as a songwriter, even if the song doesn't become a hit, you still make money. You know, and that's the same thing with Candy. Candy writing music for other people, whether the songs become hits or not. I did not realize that Candy's songwriting resume was as long as it was, because we always hear about No Scrubs because she won the Grammy for it. But when you look at her, Candy's got a long songwriting resume. You know, okay, all right. So let's go ahead because you got to get ready to prep. And we're gonna finish this up. If you gotta go, if you gotta go ahead. Because what time y'all starting at?
It's not it's starting in like an hour and 15 minutes, but I still need to hurry up and prepare some dinner and throw it down my esophagus because I'm not trying to be. I know people do it, and there's no judgment on anybody else. I don't like eating on camera where you looking all in my mouth while I'm
right. I understand. I don't like eating on camera either, even though I did it at the beginning of this episode. But moving on.
But I mean,
Michael B. Jordan is off the market. This ain't no long story, but Michael B. Jordan is off the market. We have Lori Harvey snatching him up. Now, last we heard of Lori Harvey, she was dating Future. Now, listen, this is what I'm gonna say about that. Listen, I feel like people get a bad rap when we see them dating. The reality of the situation is, okay, I guess he went to go get stuff together. The reality of the situation is Lori Harvey is in her 20s. She's young. She's beautiful. She's, she moves in the celebrity world because of her father. Her stepdaddy. She moves in those celebrity circles. I don't know why people make such a big deal about Lori Harvey dating different men. That is what we do. It just so happens that she does it in public and in the spotlight because she's celebrity adjacent. I mean, she ain't a celebrity, but she's celebrity adjacent and she dates celebrities. So I feel like, I don't know. I don't understand why people give this girl such a hard time. Like, I didn't understand why she was dating Future, because I think Future has a well-documented history of being a jerk and being a womanizer. But again, most 20-year-olds date different. Like, if you're not married and you're dating, you date. And when relationships don't work out, you move on to the next relationship. I mean, that's what people do. I don't know why people make such a big deal about it, child. Hopefully he is her Russell Wilson. Exactly. Let her be. Exactly. Let her have her Russell Wilson moment. Okay, she better call Sierra and get a copy of that prayer, honey. She better get a copy of that prayer. I don't know what Lori Harvey does. I really don't. I honestly don't know what the child does. I really don't. I don't know what the child does. Okay. Other than have famous daddy, I don't know. But hell, we could say the same thing about a whole lot of these socialites. What do? What do they do? I don't think Lori has a child. I don't quote me on that, but I do not think Lori has a child. I don't think so. Don't quote me on that though, but I don't. I think she got away from Future before that monster sperm took hold of her child. Yeah. So I just feel like Lori Harvey gets a bad rap. Personally, I feel like Lori Harvey gets a bad rap, but that's just me. That is just me. Because I remember everybody making a big deal about her dating Future, talking about how dumb she was for dating Future because Future, he ain't shit, and everybody know he ain't shit. And I was like, she figured it out for herself, and then she stopped dating him, and she moved on. You know what I'm saying? That is her father, y'all. Y'all be doing a lot. That is her father. Thank you, Alika. Steve Harvey adopted her. That is her damn daddy. She got his last name. That's her damn daddy. Steve Harvey had one of his grandbabies on his show, a little cute boy. No, that's not Lori's baby. That's not. That's actually his blood daughter's child. She was on her husband was on Black Love too. They were on Black Love. That is actually his blood daughter, the daughter that he had with his ex-wife. That is actually her child. No, I don't think Steve Harvey has a child. I mean, Lori Harvey. I don't think Lori Harvey has a child. Steve Harvey has grandchildren, but not by Lori Harvey. I do not believe. Yeah, he is a cutie. He is a cutie. But yeah, his mama is Steve Harvey's blood daughter by his ex-wife. All right, y'all. Let's get through the rest of this so we can get ready to get off of here. So Avant, listen, I'm gonna need singers to stop just putting shit on social media until they let somebody fact check it. Yesterday we had Carrie Hilson not understanding how the First Amendment works. Today we have Avant talking about how did China get past COVID, COVID. Sir, China's not past it. Although China is in a much better situation than we're in, China's still dealing with the same thing we're dealing with. It's just that their government locked their ass down. Remember, China is a communist country, and their government locked their asses down. They had to wear masks. It was mandatory. They were literally locked in their homes, and if they got caught outside without the proper reasons for being outside, their ass went to jail. So they're in a much better situation than we're in, but it ain't cured, sir. I just need these people to fact check their shit. And you know what, Alika, even if she is, so what? She's in her 20s. I'm not saying that every 20-year-old is sexually active, but so what? I mean, so what if she's sleeping with these men she's dating? I mean, you're right. People are assuming that she is, but so what if she is? You know? China, I remember seeing on the news, I remember watching something, this is way back at the beginning of COVID. China had a whole fact check situation where like literally they had phone booths, like they look like phone booths, like the old-fashioned phone booths, where you could take a COVID test at the like in the phone booth and get your results like immediately. And then if your results came back positive, there was an app that it was mandatory. If you had a positive COVID test, there was an app that you had to have on your phone that was a mandatory tracing app where they would go back and they would trace where you had been for the last 2 weeks. And then those people had to be contacted and had to be they had to be contacted and they had to come in for a test. Like their whole system was on a whole different level. Their whole system was on a whole different level. Okay, Romeo need to open up ICDC. Okay. Exactly. No, I'm with you, Alika. No, I understand your point. I understand your point, babes. I understand what you're saying. E. Starkey said, as long as she don't start dating the Duke of Hastings, I know that's right. I'm not coming for your neck, Alika. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying in general, people, I agree with what you're saying, that I think people are making the assumption that she's sleeping with these men. But all I'm saying is, I don't care. You know, oh, okay, baby. Well, y'all know Xavier gets passionate. You know he get passionate, y'all. But I agree. Like, yes, people are probably making that assumption. But just like I said the other day about underage people dating older people and we acting like it never happened. Like, oh my gosh, Brandy was 16 when she started sleeping with Wanye. half of y'all was sleeping with a man older than 18 or a woman older than 18 when y'all was in school too. Like, it is what it is. Lori Harvey is a whole grown ass woman. If she want to sleep with every boyfriend she has, that is her business. That is between her and her OBGYN. Okay. But I get your point though. But your point is valid. Your point is valid. Right. South Korea the same way. Very, very. And South Korea is not a communist country, and they had very tight restrictions on their people. Very tight restrictions. And, you know, we couldn't even get people here to wear a damn mask. So people always want to talk about what was going on in other countries. My thing is, but were y'all willing to give up some of y'all civil liberties that these other countries took from their citizens? No, y'all wasn't trying to do that because we couldn't get y'all motherfuckers to wear masks. So, like in other countries, you know, so other countries were making people turn over their cell phones and all kinds of stuff so that they could check. I think in South Korea, you had to turn over your cell phone so they could check your phone history to see where you have been. Like, we couldn't get people to wear a damn mask. Who giving up their cell phone? Who giving up their cell phone? In China, they were literally locking people in their homes. And if you came out of your home, you were arrested. Listen, we couldn't get people to quarantine for 2 weeks. These people were locked in their homes for months. So again, you know, everybody want to talk about what other countries, oh, well, they did this and they did that. Okay, but were U.S. citizens going to be ready to do what some of these other countries did? Right. Now that I say the cat, okay. Right. I mean, if they said, the CDC said, if U.S. citizens had just worn masks, nothing else, just worn masks, we could cut the number of people who died in half. So we are at almost 500,000, right? We are over 300,000 people that have died from COVID. We're over 300,000, right? We could cut that number in half if people had just worn masks. We couldn't even get motherfuckers to do that. Child. So that was Avant. And then Waka Flocka, who said he was a Trump supporter. So after that, I just don't care about nothing else he had to say. He defended Carrie Hilson. So we're just going to add you to the list of dummies. Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Let's finish this up so I can get off. I've been on here almost an hour and a half, child. Let me get ready to get off of here before El Teddy called me cussing y'all. I'm gonna go back upstairs and put my leg back up. I just needed to come sit up for a little while. I had to give me some dinner. Y'all know I hadn't had Popeyes in probably about 3 months, child, because I've been on my healthy kick. I've been trying to eat healthier. So I got me a good old sweet tea and a because it ain't but so many places that deliver. Y'all know I live out in the woods, honey. It ain't but so many places that deliver. So the Popeyes deliver, so I had to give me some Popeyes. So I got my little dinner going. You said neighbors snitching on each other in Canada. Child, they sure are. Listen, that's what my mama said. My mother was talking. We were talking about. Y'all know my sister's getting married, and so Saturday we were talking about different options for different things and that kind of stuff, indoor, outdoor, and all that kind of stuff. And where we gonna be with COVID and all of that. And that was one of the things my mother said. She said, "Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing something here, but how many people can we have? Because I don't want my neighbors calling the police on me." I said, "Who's gonna call the police?" She said, "Because gentrification is gentrification. So we got my parents got a whole lot of white neighbors that we ain't have growing up. So, it's people in the neighborhood that we don't know them like that. Now, my parents' immediate neighbors, the people that live on either side of them and across the street and stuff, ain't none of them calling the police, okay? Ain't none of them tripping. They know all of us. We all, they know us. Ain't nobody calling the police. But they're awesome. I said, I wish a Karen would. I wish a Karen would. But moving on. let's get into politics. Before I get into politics, I got 105 people in here. Please, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I'm dropping the Avon link, and let me make an announcement about the Avon for today. I don't know how many of you guys use Rakuten. Rakuten used to be eBay. If you guys used to use eBay, Rakuten is the same thing. And every once in a while, you in different companies, you can get cash back if you shop those companies, and you go through your Rakuten app, or you can put the add-on your computer. Today, I'm feeling a lot better. L Love, I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you for asking. Today is 10% cash back on Rakuten. It's only for 24 hours, so you have until midnight. So if you order from Avon today, use my link, and you order from Avon today, you can get 10% cash back on your Rakuten account if you use Rakuten. And if you don't use Rakuten, y'all better go on and download it and get on it. I used to do eBay, and then I stopped, and then my niece got me back on Rakuten when she moved in here, honey. I done got 2 checks from Rakuten since my sister done moved in here. You got 3 cashback apps, I'm telling you. And when I saw it, and I'm mad because I put my order in for my mom yesterday. I put the order in with my mom yesterday, and it's literally at midnight. I got the damn email talking about some 24 hours. I said, so if I had just waited a couple of hours, I could have put my mama order in and got 10% back instead of 1% back. I was mad about it. But there's the link. So again, you guys go ahead and get your skin so soft. Next week, we're going to start doing our products of the week. I'll be pushing a product, and I'll have a discount for the product product of the week, and we'll get to that next week. The other thing is, please subscribe to my backup channel. Abby, are you still in here? I don't know if El Teddy's in here or not, but if I have a mod in here, can y'all drop the link to my backup channel, please? If you guys can subscribe to my backup channel, that is where we'll be doing the book club. For now, it'll be the book club, and we'll do lives over there from time to time as well. So y'all please do that, and then we're going to get into these politics before we get out of here. So first and foremost, can I tell y'all that I have been getting my entire life all day today watching all of these clips of these terrorists trying to either get on the plane or I'll pull it up in a second, Xavier. I'll pull it up in a second. Either getting on the plane or off the plane and being taken into custody. Can I tell you that I have been getting my entire life? Because a lot of these terrorists, the FBI has their names and stuff, and they're on these no-fly lists. And so either when they're landing, they caught 2 women landing at the airport with their kids. And people tried to talk to the police, talking about something. You're separating a mother from their child. The police officer said, this ain't the first time I arrested somebody with a kid. We good. I said, I said, You had another guy getting mad, cussing, going off in the airport, talking about this is how they treat patriots. Illegally, yes, we're going to get to that in a minute, boo. We're going to get to that too. I'm be honest with you. I have been enjoying all of the clips. And I don't know if every single one of those clips are really people from the Capitol, but it's been entertaining. Okay? These people either trying to get on the plane and not being allowed to fly, or getting off the plane and being arrested. One, like I said, they was a baggage claim getting arrested. I said, they was waiting you down to the baggage claim. I said, I was here for all of it. I have been getting my entire life. I was here for all of it. Okay. Right. All of them white tears. Okay. And like I said, the fact that these people are really not understanding that they did something wrong. Like, y'all really don't get that y'all committed whole crimes. Now, I did hear today, I read an article today. No, I saw it on MSNBC. Where I think the FBI director or the person speaking for the FBI. Thank you, Abby. Abby just dropped the link to my backup channel. If you guys could please go over there and subscribe, it would be much appreciated. The link to my backup channel. the FBI, he said that they have not made a final decision on all of the charges, and that some of that these people are that they could possibly be charged with sedition, which is which is along the same lines as treason. And so I'm here for it. If y'all going to charge these people with sedition against the United States, I'm here. I'm here for all of that. Because I told y'all, arresting these people ain't impressing me. Tell me what you're charging these people with, and maybe I'll be a little impressed. I'm not impressed with the fact that you just arresting them. Because if you're not charging them with treason and you're not charging them with sedition, then, the rest of it. I mean, granted, all of the people so far have been charged with federal crimes. Like, everybody's been charged with federal crimes. But, you've been cackling all day. Me too, Abby. It has been food to my soul. It has been food to my soul. Okay. We know that Congress has filed impeachment charges against President of the United States. They will be voting on Wednesday. The debate now is whether they're going to present the articles to the Senate now or wait until after the inauguration, do it on the day before. Like, the maneuver now is when they're going to present it to the Senate. So now I read something today where, and it wasn't Biden saying this, it was one of those, someone in Biden's camp. So you never know where that information is coming from. But somebody made the comment, about, you did not hear anything about sex, Mr. Fit Brown dude. I don't know where you got that from. You've been hanging out with El Teddy too much. You've been hanging out over at El Teddy's house too much. But what my understanding is that Biden was okay with the Senate having a trial, because now people are like, well, they don't want Biden to get sidetracked his first 100 days. He should be able to focus on COVID and focused on the economy and focused on all of that. And so they don't want Biden to have to get sidetracked. But allegedly, somebody out of Biden's camp was like, oh, I'm good. Like, I'm okay with having a trial and handling my first 100-day agenda all at the same time. I kind of think that impeachment is pointless other than forcing Senate Republicans to not vote. No, to convict Trump. He can still run again. No, he can't. If Trump is convicted, he cannot. He can't run for public office. He cannot. You heard it wrong? Okay. What you mean, huh, El Teddy? Mr. Fit Brown dude thought he heard something about sex, and I said he been hanging out with you too long. Yeah. Trump needs, and I think a conversation needs to be had about the Ted Cruz's and the what's his name, House, whoever that asshole is. I think a conversation needs to be had about those people as well. And yes, Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump Jr. Like, there's a lot of other people that helped incite this situation. Okay. I like impeachment, but I want to lock him up or whatever on all the other crimes he has committed before and during his presidency. Well, him being impeached wouldn't impede a criminal, because again, he wouldn't even be president anymore. So it wouldn't change anything. They could still come and arrest him. El Teddy always come in like a wrecking ball because he be in the bushes, honey. He be in the bushes. That's what he do. Right. That's the only reason why they want to impeach him again, is to try to stop him from being able to run for public office. And I think, like I said, for the optics, to make it look like they doing something. I think it's for the optics as well. I heard what Melania said. Ain't nobody worried about Melania ass. That was probably Trump from her damn. They said he tried to tweet from her damn account. It was probably Trump ass. But yeah, her statement was very similar to they will find people on both sides type situation. Not be well, the reality is One, we're really not sure where people stand anymore. Wednesday was a game changer. That's number one. Number two, if they wait until after the inauguration, then they don't need the Republicans. They have the majority. My candle of the night is Black Cherry Merlot. That is the candle. And this was a Christmas gift. This is from White Barn Bath and Body Works. That's my candle for the night. White Cherry Merlot. There's nothing about Donald Trump that isn't. He's not embarrassed about anything. He don't have enough sense to be embarrassed. He don't have the good sense God gave him to be embarrassed. He's simple. You have to have 2/3 majority to convict. They still need Republicans, right? But I think they got it. I think they have them. I think they have the vote. I think they have the vote, especially if it's after the inauguration. I want everyone that was there charged and thrown away in prison. The FBI said they've gotten over 50,000 tips. So a lot of them, I ain't gonna say everybody that was there gonna get arrested, but a whole lot of them gonna get arrested. First of all, this is how you know these people don't realize just the gravity of what they were doing, how illegal what they were doing was. I have seen so many clips where these people are giving like their whole name and where they live. I was like, I think they were hacked. I saw Regina, but I think they were hacked. I'm like, so you just on the news committing treason and you just giving your whole name and address so they can come and find you. That's just how you know people don't think they doing nothing wrong, child. They should have cut his mic way back when. Right. When they started saying the election was stolen from him. Well, and that's what a lot of people are saying. Listen, the reality of the situation is there is so much blame to go around on all of this. A local pastor was there, but he claimed he wasn't part of the violence. Don't matter, you were there. That's like me, Abby, and El Teddy. They go rob a bank, but I was in the getaway car. I'm going to jail just like the two of them. They catch us, we all going to jail. I heard the tons of folks were there at the riots, were cops, state troopers, et cetera, et cetera. Well, that would make sense that a lot of them were, police officers and stuff. Yeah, I believe it. I believe that. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. Hell, we had lawmakers there. We had people who were elected officials that were there. It wouldn't surprise me if there were police officers and stuff there. Absolutely. I agree, Yana. Those senators should be expelled, censured, at the very least censured. But I think they should be expelled. You know El Teddy stay in them bushes, child. And last but not least, what was I going to say? Damn it, oh shoot. What was I going to say, y'all? I don't forgot. Damn, I don't forgot. Oh Lord, I don't forgot. Oh, Ted Cruz, Holly, and some of those other Republicans should lose their jobs. They totally went along with all of this. I think some Democrats are trying to make this happen. Yeah, I think, again, it's all about, I think we got to take one thing at a time, but I agree. I think so too. Hey, Miss Trisha, how you doing? What about Fox? Murdoch should be hearing. Murdoch is dead. Isn't Murdoch dead? I thought Murdoch was dead. I did see Nancy Pelosi's interview, and a lot of that footage that came out today, I mean, again, you see just how bad it was. Unfortunately, there were veterans. Yeah, there were veterans there. Mm-hmm. Yep. Apparently the Proud Boys. Oh, that's what thank you. See, Alika reminded me. So you saw today where two of the Proud Boys that was there are married to whole black women and got kids with them black women. See, that's the shit that I'm talking about. The son or the nephew. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you. Listen. again, that is some Stockholm syndrome type shit that you are married to a whole racist and having babies with him. That is some Stockholm. Thank you, El Teddy. I'm getting off now. This is my last topic, sir. Thank you so much. I'm getting off now. What's up, Lady T? This is my last, like literally, I'm wrapping it up. But yeah, that is some real Stockholm syndrome type shit that you are married to a whole proud boy. You are married to a whole proud boy. But moving on, else my daddy told me it's time for me to get off. So let me get ready to get off of here. But thank y'all for hanging out. Don't forget, please check out the Avon. Check out my backup channel. Please go subscribe. The book, and I'm gonna leave off with this because the book that we're gonna be reading for the book club will be starting on February the 1st. The book is called Indigo, and it is by Beverly Jenkins. Let me pull it up for you guys, and then I'm gonna get off of here. Indigo by Beverly Jenkins. She is probably my favorite author. I told you guys that before. Let me just show you real quick so you guys can see the book. That's the book right there. Beverly Jenkins is the author. The name of the book is Indigo. We will start on February the 1st. So that's the first thing that's going to be over there on the backup channel. So please subscribe. Please, please, please subscribe. And I will see y'all later. Put it on your Amazon list. Yes. All right. I got to get ready to go. Go bust. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide. It's a Bama house right here. Roll Tide. I got to win this game. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace.